Good evening. I'm delighted and honored to be presenting HRC's Visibility Award tonight to my dear friend Kesha. Let's clap to it. The Visibility Award is given to high-profile individuals who use their platform to advance and advocate for the LGBT movement. Recipients are selected because they're closely aligned with HRC's mission to ensure equality for all Americans. I first met Kesha just over 2 years ago at a little backyard studio in Los Angeles. And I've heard people tell me before, never meet your idols. That can be very true, I've also learned. But in this case, it couldn't be more wrong. She walked in that day, and it was love at first sight. Something like love at first sight. And you never know what to expect in these situations. You don't know who's going to walk through the door, some maniac, diva with the weave of a Greek goddess. And she definitely has the weave. But it's her heart that really glows. And we all know what she's done for countless LGBT youth around the world. Her music gives us life. Her voice sings out for so many who are silenced. By their own fear, by a bully at school or the workplace, by their family. Kesha's words are written on her heart, and her heart is pinned to her sleeve. And through her music and her example, she offers a safe space where you can be who you are and you can love every part of yourself. I'll never forget playing this past year at Los Angeles Pride with her. It was my first Pride I'd ever even gone to. And it was truly one of the best nights of my life. I was struck through going through the rehearsal process with her, and I ended up wearing a wedding dress on stage with her. We've all been there. I love you, Mom. I'm sorry. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But I was struck by how intentional everything, even down to her show, was. Down to the 50-foot rainbow cape that she wore. There was a purpose for all of that. And that night, the purpose was for every single person in the audience to feel more loved and appreciated and celebrated than ever before. And it works. Because with Kesha, it always works. Because she cares. It's who she is. And she's truly a beacon of love and of light and of strength and of courage for all of us in and out of the LGBT community. And I'll share this story with you. When you become friends with Kesha, it comes along with a lot of animals, which are her fans, saying a lot of things to you on Twitter and Instagram. And one night I was up late scrolling through Instagram, trying to avoid going to sleep, and I stumbled upon a post I'd been tagged in. And it was from a transgender girl from New York named Maddie. And the post was a screen grab from a YouTube video called How Kesha Changed My Life. And when I saw its title like that, my first thought was like, oh, she's going to be like dancing to We Are Who We Are in the mirror, like with lipstick all over the place, like living her life. And I was kind of ready to watch that. And when I clicked on it, I probably made the same video on my photo booth somewhere. But when I clicked on the link, I found a 19-minute and 13-second heartfelt video from a girl going through more than I could ever imagine going through in my life, whose actual life had been actually changed by Kesha. And I cried a lot. And I was up that night, like 3 in the morning, and I texted it to Kesha, and she thanked me, and she watched it, and she wrote Maddie a message. And I was struck by how much she cares, how much she actually cares. And I can't imagine what that must have felt like for Maddie. It's so rare in this industry, in this world, really, to meet people that actually care. Kesha's somebody whose heart breaks for the brokenhearted. And she offers the freaks and the misfits freedom from judgment and from fear. And she challenges us to live our lives with our hearts wide open and our voices loud with love. She's done the same for me. Through our friendship, I've come to accept myself more and more, all the weird stuff, all the parts that I'd rather not show. And she's shown me parts of myself that I didn't even know existed. I feel like I can present this award to her because she's changed me, and she continues to change me and my own heart. My heart for myself, my heart for others. Kesha, I love you so much. We all do. And here's why.
I'm Kesha, and this is my crazy, beautiful life!
She's one of the coolest, most daring singers in the world. Kesha's had 6 top 10 hits, including 3 number ones. She's got the number 1 song on Billboard's Hot 100 chart.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Let's make a night. You won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget.
My next guest is a multi-platinum, chart-smashing singer-songwriter and a fashion trendsetter to boot.
Her new single is already in the top 10 on iTunes. Ladies and gentlemen, Kesha!
The fabulous Kesha!
Make some noise for Kesha!
I consider myself a songwriter first and foremost before everything. I love writing songs. I talk about my life and people like that they can tell it's genuine and like that I actually wrote it. I don't think there are really any rules when it comes to making music.
Ever since I was 15, I always said, and when I got my record deal, the whole goal was always, I want a traveling cult of misfits that make people feel good.
You're having too much success to just be like, whatever, oops, another hit song? Whoa, how'd that happen? Woo, glitter. You know what I mean? I don't think that's possible.
She's using her celeb power to stand up for gay, lesbian, and transgender kids who are bullied.
I've been very much inspired by a lot of my friends that are gay or lesbians, transgender. That was one of the reasons I wanted to call my record Warrior, is because not only have I experienced some hate just for being myself, but I can't even imagine how it feels to be hated on for just being yourself and your sexuality. When I was on tour last time, I met so many young kids that were struggling with different things. One of my fans named Gilo, he told me that he was bullied so much just for being gay and just being himself, and I wanted to write music for those people and also for myself, but anybody that ever has to get through something hard. Harness your inner warrior. You can't give up. You can't be a victim. You have to fight like hell through whatever you're facing. I can both get on stage and kick serious ass, but then in my private life, I have insecurities and I have things I go through that are really hard. I think it's time to hug.
I think it's time to hug for a long time.
No matter if you are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, you have my full support and all of my love. So please don't ever give up.
There were a group of people protesting this show here tonight. Can you guys make me a promise? Can you promise me that you will be yourself unapologetically always? I love every single one of you just as you are. Tonight we're going.
Thrilled to present the HRC Visibility Award to the one and only Kesha.
Thank you. So I'm like, I have to address the weave. Okay. It's only like part weave. Just to share, one of the first times Rabel and I actually hung out as friends, I did in fact make him comb my weave, which, if any of you know, it's a painstaking process, so you have the right to tell the world about my weave, I suppose. I just want to say thank you for having me here for the HRC's Visibility Award. Fame is strange and unnatural, and I'm grateful for it, mainly because it has put me in the position where I can actually do something positive for the world. And that is really the best part of it. I love writing songs and I love making music, but this is like the most rewarding part of the entire process for me. So, and I just want to address, like, thank you. For any of you know, I'm going through some personal things that have been really intense and hard lately, and I just want to say thank you for any support I've received. My mom's crying. Stop crying. Stop crying. Okay. But I'm here to talk about I love you too. Okay, I have to read my invisible speech. Hold on. I'm here to talk about something that's been a part of my life, my entire life, and what has united us all here in this room tonight. I have a very deep connection to the LGBT community since I was a little girl growing up here in Nashville. Back then I was a very odd little kid with homemade clothes and an inability to fit in. And as you can see, not a lot has changed. My mom taught me to love everyone and everything. She taught me not only are we all equal, but we're no different from any other animal. So we should all love all living things. Those kinds of beliefs didn't always help me fit in. I often felt like a misfit. So then I often gravitated towards other social outsiders, many of them in the LGBT community, though back then we didn't know what LGBT meant. We just knew we got bullied for being ourselves, shamed for being different, and encouraged to hide the things that made us unique. Music was my outlet. I started writing songs and recording my own songs about everyone celebrating themselves and trying to find a rock and roll paradise. I really wanted to give other people confidence to be themselves, and I wanted them to feel like they're not alone. But after my career started happening and things kind of started taking off, I still felt like an outsider. I still do feel like an outsider. I would read things and hear things of people criticizing me, and it was just because I was acting like myself. And it's really hard to have confidence in yourself and love yourself when the world criticizes you for being yourself. And obviously, there are so many other people who've had it so much harder than me. I've met many members of the LGBT community and some very, very close friends who have come close to taking their own lives because of the abuse they've had to deal with. And that is heartbreaking. I don't want to live in a world where we treat each other like that. That's why my message has always been about being yourself. And we really have to love each other and support each other. Believe me when I sing these words, I'm talking to everyone else. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to everyone else. Oh, good God. Okay. I'm encouraged by the progress we've made. I've said for years, I'm not getting married until any two people in this country can get married. So thank fucking God we finally crossed that bridge. It took long enough. I remember that morning I woke up and was jumping on the bed like a maniac, like it was Christmas morning, and screaming, and the people from the hotel were called, and it was a whole thing because they thought I was partying. Which I kind of was, but it was a very big moment. Oops, I lost myself in my thing. Wait. Okay, I'm very happy about this progress, and I'm proud that it's our generation that has stood up against adversity and are telling people, and we're telling people in power that any kind of discrimination or institutional unfairness is unacceptable. We won't accept it. It's about equality everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, transgender, gay, bisexual, straight, or whatever. You should be given the same opportunities and rights as any other human being. We are all equal. That is the principle this country was founded on, and yet we're still not living up to that. Even today, we have presidential candidates who oppose marriage equality. And that's why it's up to us to continue to push progress forward. It's not just okay to hang your head and accept something you know isn't right. We all have to fight for what is right, even if it's hard and the cards are stacked against us. That is the only way that progress happens. And we all know we still have a lot more work to do. We will not accept sexist, double standards anymore. Here in Tennessee, right now, there are 25 anti-LGBT bills active this session that would roll back LGBT rights and hurt equality. Specifically, one bill that would prevent transgender students from accessing appropriate sex-segregated facilities consistent with their gender identity. I know people have been talking about that all night, but that's fucked. I'm not okay with it. In many states across America, members of the LGBT community can legally be fired, evicted, or denied In many states across America, members of the LGBT community can legally be fired, evicted, or denied services because of their sexual orientation. That's not right. That's not okay with me, and this should not be legal. My message to you today is don't be afraid to speak up against any injustice you experience. Don't let people scare and shame you into changing the things about yourself that make you unique. Those are the qualities that will make your life magical and special. Never deny yourself that. We can't be afraid to fight for our own dignity. These are our basic human rights. As a generation, a unified voice fighting for equality, we have the power and we can force change. You are all beautiful just as you are. And you have my love and my support until the day I die. Thank you for the award.